than foes.
Can I use my notes? Hey, he's given me permission to use notes.
Jokes aside, Democratic delegate candidate Tony Babauta officially conceded to his challenger Madeline Bordallo after his defeat in the primary election.
You ran an incredible campaign equal only to your graciousness. And I believe that the Democratic fire to fight for our people burns brighter with you today.
And as a proud Islander with federal experience, Babauta congratulated Bordallo, saying they are stronger together than disunited.
Now, despite the few barbs that are traded during any worthwhile campaign, today, Madeline, my family and I, as well as my supporters, not only join you on the high road, but lock arms with you so that we can re-elect Madeline Z. Bordallo as our voice in the nation's capital.
Bordallo and Babauta signed a unity pledge last week during the Democratic Party of Guam's Jefferson Jackson Unity Dinner. Bordallo says Babauta ran a strong campaign.
I appreciated his enthusiasm, but I think I taught him a lot. And his hard work. And I commend him for his willingness to serve our community. And
Bordallo hopes this unity will help keep a Democrat in Congress.
he, along with myself, we know what the problems are for Guam, and I want to thank him today for his support and his endorsement. And I look forward to working with him over the next several weeks to ensure that we continue to build our progress for Guam.
In the Republican race, while they haven't seen each other since the results were announced, Margaret Metcalf says Governor Camacho has reached out to her.
I spoke with Governor Camacho earlier, and I did tell him congratulations on his victory and expressed a strong desire to be able to continue to work towards our governor's agenda and tried to help the administration move forward. And he assured me that that was his plans and his intent as well.
And like the Democrats, both Metcalf and Camacho signed a unity pledge with the rest of the GOP candidates prior to the election. You plan to give your support to Governor Camacho moving forward to the general election?
Well, we're going to be meeting to discuss the issues that he wants to move forward, and we're hoping that we blend, and that's my intent. I think we're probably closer than we've ever been.
Camacho says he hopes the party will stay united in electing a Republican delegate to Congress for the first time in more than 2 decades.
Well, I'm humbled by the support that was shown by those that came out to vote, and I'm very grateful and excited and confident about the future. So I'm looking forward to November.
Camacho says Metcalf ran a very spirited campaign and adds speaking with her today was not only encouraging, but a positive step for the GOP.
She remains in the position as the liaison officer for the governor and the administration in Washington, D.C. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to work together. As I would be a delegate, and she represents the governor's initiatives, that we can find common ground to work on initiatives that would benefit the island. So it's a two-pronged approach, and I think that's really a great opportunity to work together. She certainly has gained a lot my respect, both she and her husband and their supporters.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see whether the candidates will keep to their party's Pledge of Unity. KUAM has confirmed at least one candidate didn't sign one. Democrat Senator Michael San Nicolas says his party needs to reassess the nature of the pledge, adding it needs to be about the people, not just the politicians. San Nicolas says he is ready to sign a people's pledge that clearly shows the people what they are going to do for them. As for whether he supports his fellow Democrats, San Nicolas says he supports the candidates who want to share the same pledge of what he wants to do for the people, which includes rolling back pay raises and fighting for tax refunds. Democratic Party of Guam chairperson Ken Perez says not signing the pledge is problematic, adding when you ask the Democrats to support you, the Democrats also expect reciprocity. Perez says he didn't design the party pledge, but rather it's been in the bylaws of the party since its formation.
And in keeping with D16, while the votes have been now tallied, the work is not over for the Guam Election Commission. Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says her agency has about 2 weeks before they officially certify Super Saturday's results.
We have until September 12th that's as soon as we can certify. So we have 10 working days to wait for the absentee ballots. So when that it's not quite over. We have to count the write-ins. We have to try to resolve the provisionals, and then we hope to be ready to certify by September 12th.
The commission will meet on September the 7th to discuss any issues that may have come up during Saturday's primary. Pangilinan says while the count went quicker than usual, one of the tabulation machines actually went down on Saturday night. She adds over 1,000 ballots were deemed to be spoiled due to crossover voting. For the time being, voter registration has now reopened to vote in November's general election.
With the primary past us for D16 tonight, we are turning our attention to the senatorial race. Joining us live in studio this Wednesday to take your questions are senatorial candidates Republican Will Castro and Democrat incumbents Senators Rory Respicio and Michael St. Nicholas. You can interact with the candidates live during our program by posting a question or comment on our Facebook live stream. Again, D16 tonight, this Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. on KUAM TV 8. While the concerned Catholics of Guam prepare for what could be a lengthy legal takeback of the multi-million-dollar Redemptorist Mater Seminary, they're now speaking out about the validity of the seminary's graduates. Crystal Paco reports.
The Redemptorist Mater Seminary is a sham.
Andrew Camacho is the vice president of the Concerned Catholics of Guam. In a press conference on Monday, the CCOG questioned not only the validity of priests being formed at the Redemptorist Mater Seminary, but also the Archdiocese of Agana's continued investment in the institute, calling it, quote, money down the drain, end quote.
RMS has produced 17 priests in the last few years. Do they serve the Catholic faithful in Guam? 7 priests serve in local parishes. 2 are at RMS. 8 are not in Guam. Some are serving in other countries. The status of the others is unknown. The cost of running the RMS is too high. Approximately $200,000 comes from the Archdiocese of Agana.
The CCOG also alleges there are no background checks, no psychological screenings, and no records to prove seminarians are high school graduates. Instead, the CCOG states the RMS is strictly in the business of promoting Archbishop Anthony Aperon's personal agenda to form priests following the life and practice of the neo-catechumenal way, not traditional diocesan priests. According to the CCOG's look of the curriculum and faculty, the RMS doesn't meet standards of model seminaries stateside, noting the RMS has limited faculty and teachers who aren't qualified to teach their subject areas.
This seminary should be shut down. I feel sorry for the men who have true vocations to the priesthood and have to endure the poor formation in this so-called seminary.
The CCOG suggests that it would be more cost-effective to send Guam priests in training to fully accredited diocesan seminaries abroad. If a seminary is needed on Guam, then it must meet the standards to properly form priests for our local parishes. We should note Guam has 2 seminaries. Aside from the RMS, there is the St. John Paul the Great Archdiocesan Seminary of Guam in Malolo. The CCOG refers to this seminary as, quote, a boarding house, end quote, where seminarians go to sleep after they've gone for their studies at the RMS.
If a person is living in the dorms at UOG, but goes to GCC every day for classes, at the end of 4 years, can he say, I've earned my UOG diploma? I don't think so. It is almost the same situation.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Crystal adds that Apostolic Administrator Savio Hantai 5 formed an ad hoc committee to conduct seminary visitations. That group, which is chaired by Father Jeffrey St. Nicholas, is tasked with assessing the seminaries and their formation programs, the personnel and other matters involved in the formation of the clergy for the Archdiocese. Father Jeff wasn't available for comment as of news time. KUAM also reached out to RMS Rector Father Pius Samet, who also did not provide comment as of news time.
Well, Bree, Archbishop Hahn says that he stands by his statements on the RMS property and the deed of restriction. Last week, Archbishop Anthony Aperon issued a statement of his own, indicating that the Pope never directed him to receive the deed of restriction. This despite Archbishop Hahn stating the Holy See instructed Aperon over a year ago and more than once to rescind and annul the document. You can read both Archbishop's statements on KUAM.com.
Still to come, a complaint has been filed with the U.S. EPA regarding the Pago Bay high-rise development project. We'll have that story and a whole lot more on the way.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment, no more long lines, and you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I've got just the one for you.
We opened our online store, upgraded our website, and increased our call center to better serve customers.
Yeah! What do you think?
Solid.
Real people, steel people. From heroes to homeowners, they choose steel for power, service, and value. Right now, hardworking steel blowers start at just $159.95. And introducing the BR450 CEF Backpack Blower, the world's only backpack blower with electronic start. Start and stop with a flip of a switch. Find your steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $11.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $11.99 each, only at Pizza Hut.
Been waiting for the best deals on a new car? Now is the time to buy during Triple J Auto Group's awesome August clearance event. Get unbelievable savings and thousands off retail costs on our full 2016 inventory of Hondas, Mazdas, Acuras, Fords, Kias, Lincolns, and Volvos. Like the 2016 Kia Soul or Kia Forte as low as $15,495, or the Mazda 3 as low as $16,495. Before you look at anything else, see Triple J's PDN print ad for full inventory listing. Get pre-approved instantly at triplejguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
How come you're not training for the Guam Koku Road Race, man?
It's not even fair, bro. I'll just win that.
Boom! Got him.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. After a week of discussion on the fiscal year 2017 budget, your elected lawmakers finally hit the voting file late this afternoon on Substitute Bill 250. That budget bill passed with a vote of 14 in favor of and 1 against. The single no vote came from Senator Michael Nicholas. The substitute version is part of Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz's Cut, Cap, and Balance plan, reducing $55 million in newly proposed spending, lowering the cap on GovGuam's debt ceiling, and committing to a balanced budget based on conservative revenue estimates and expenditures. The Calvo administration, meanwhile, has raised concern over the cuts, even saying it may trigger a furloughing of current staff. Senators did also confirm James McDonald as Director of Customs and Quarantine and Ben Cison to serve as a magistrate's judge for the Supreme Court of Guam.
The University of Guam is facing one of its largest cash shortfalls from the Department of Administration in recent history. That, according to President Robert Underwood, who said as of today, UOG is behind $21 million in allotments.
It's forcing us to behave very differently because we have to slow down our hiring. We have to stop any hiring that's not in progress. And we're about 120 days behind in paying our vendors. So this is a very serious situation.
He said the shortfall is also impacting financial aid to students, which has slowed because the financial aid account has been depleted. He said with 1 month left until the fiscal year ends, he's hopeful DOA will deliver what's owed to UOG over the next weeks. However, he did note DOA has not adhered to previous payment schedules. Guam Community College spokesperson Jane Flores said the college also has an allotment shortfall of $9.3 million. DOA, in the meantime, confirmed it is aware of the situation and is working to release allotments every week. However, Director Christine Boleto clarified that of the $20 million allotment, UOG is only owed $12 million. She added the university has not picked up checks over the past 2 weeks.
Tens of millions of dollars in federal grant money may be at risk for DOE after third-party fiduciary Alvarez and Marsal filed an appeal with the Office of Public Accountability early this month. Due to our island's continuing high-risk status, a third-party fiduciary has been required by the U.S. DOE in order for Guam to access roughly $60 million in federal funding. The current contract, which has been in place since 2010, expires in October. Yet a procurement appeal was filed with the OPA on August 19th, with Acting Superintendent of DOE Joe Sanchez saying because his federal counterpart has stated it will not authorize funding unless an agent is properly in place, any delay beyond October could have serious implications for the department.
The public advocacy group Save Southern Guam has filed a complaint with the U.S. EPA as well as Guam EPA, citing a lack of regulatory enforcement at a controversial high-rise development in Pago Bay.
Our Isa Baza has our next report.
Guilty of willful misconduct, gross negligence, and technical incompetence. That's the position taken by Save Southern Guam Incorporated against the Guam Environmental Protection Agency due to its alleged failure to monitor compliance of drilling at the controversial Pago Bay high-rise development. Member Adrian Gogui said the developer's permit requires that the Water and Energy Research Institute be consulted before drilling can begin. However, since mid-August, he said there's no evidence this condition has been complied with.
We're requesting that Guam EPA enforce its permit and the conditions stated in the permit. My understanding is they actually reissued a new permit and removed the restriction. So if the way forward is actually to make things easier instead of enforcement, then rest assured that Save Southern Guam, as community stewards, will be right there reminding our government what they should be responsible for.
Gogui said GIPA's failure to follow its own regulations may pose a hazard to the health of Pago Bay residents. His organization is concerned that lack of GIPA supervision may also lead to irreversible ecological damage to the watershed area.
We're bringing awareness to the people of Guam, and we're hoping that what we are advocating today sends a message to developers, not just on the island, but foreign investors that come to Guam to develop, that Guam wants responsible development.
The organization has written the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, protesting the permit change 8 days after drilling began, and requesting oversight of GIPA's Water Resources Management Division. It has also filed a complaint with GIPA. Although KUAM reached out to GIPA for comment, it has yet to respond as of news time. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
Thanks, Isa. Citadel Pacific 2016 is underway at Naval Base Guam. CP16 involves multiple scenarios that replicate real-world events and is designed to enhance the training and readiness of Navy security forces to respond to threats to installations and units. In conjunction with the exercise, the Navy suspended its Trusted Traveler program today and will do so again on Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon until further notice.
Some sad news now as businessman and former Senator Vicente Ben Atta has passed away. His son, Senator Tony Atta, confirmed that his father passed away on Sunday. In 1972, the elder Atta founded Pacific Funeral Home, eventually renamed Atta's Mortuary. The mortuary grew from a small home-based business with limited inventory into a full-service operation, continuing to provide funeral services a year for hundreds of families locally. Atta was also a veteran of the Air Force and served as a senator in the 11th through 14th legislatures. He is survived by 10 children and several grand and great-grandchildren. Nightly masses are being held at St. Jude Thaddeus Catholic Church in Sinahanya, starting at 7 p.m. They start tonight. Funeral service have been set for September 5th. Former Senator Ben Atta was 84 years old.
Stay tuned. Sports is next.
Hey, smart spenders, looking for more ways to save?
Buy food, get fuel. Shell's partnered with Cost You Less and Island Fresh stores to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station. Receive exclusive Cost You Less and Island Fresh offers when you fuel at Shell. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
This is what we do on Guam's best network. We're the filter killers, the likers and sharers, the bingers and Netflix chillers, the tweeters and hashtaggers. GTA has improved their 4G LTE network, covering 95% of the island, delivering faster data speeds, strength and quality, and more reliability than ever. It's just what you need. So switch to GTA and step up to a better network, a strong network that lets you do what you do. GTA, better LTE than ever.
There's a reason why you keep going. When it's your own hard work that brought you to this point. You do everything to protect what you've earned. Because every move that brings you closer to your goals leaves you no excuse but to keep moving forward. This is what makes you an alpha.
The summer clearance event is on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's the time to save thousands on your next vehicle, like a new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995, or a new Hyundai Sonata starting at $21,888. Save up to $5,000 off a new Hyundai Santa Fe. How about a new Jeep Cherokee starting at $27,995, or a new Chrysler 200 only $164 per paycheck? See our entire selection online at CarsPlusGuam.com. It's our summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
To prove how authentic my new Brewhouse Bacon Burger is, I'm going undercover at an actual brew house.
That's awesome. Amazing.
What if I told you you're eating a Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger from Jack in the Box?
Not this one. Not too reliant.
And what if I told you that I'm Jack?
No!
Didn't see that coming, did you? Order ale cheese sauce, grilled onions, and bacon on an artisan potato bun. Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger. New from Jack in the Box.
Hey, where'd Jack go? He was just here.
A well-put-together man is said to be sharp. At GMC, we get why people appreciate that kind of precision. After all, precision is the kind of sharp that slices through a crowd. This is the precision of professional grade. Now get cash back for up to 16% of the MSRP on these select 2016 vehicles. That's over $8,400 on Yukon Denali. Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
Half a day, Guam. Chris Barnett with sports here. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. And let's get right to it with a little high school girls volleyball action. Service!
The defending IIAG Girls High School Volleyball Champions, the George Washington Geckos, opened their 2016 season up against the Ugadoo Bulldogs. G-Dub taking the first set 25-21. Now the Lady Geckos managing to carry the momentum over to the second set and lead 6-0 before forcing the home team Bulldogs to call a timeout to talk things over. Ugadoo would cut into the deficit and trail by 3 points, down 9-6. Lady Gex unable to get the ball over. Danica Cabrera at the net for the Bulldogs. Now with G-Dub up 23-17, both teams fought tough with a lengthy rally that excited the crowd. The Bulldogs looked to force a third set but came up short, losing 25-18. The Lady Geckos' road to a title defense continues tomorrow night when they host the Tijan High Titans in Mangit Town, Manila. The Heineken Guam Women's Rugby Sevens team heading to Hong Kong after their historic performance in the 2016 Development Sevens tournaments in Chennai, India. A performance which saw the women finish second in the tourney, losing by a try in overtime. Heartbreaking. The women's rugby team received an invite to play in two of the three 2016 Asia Rugby Women's Sevens tournaments, one in Hong Kong this week and the other in Seoul, Korea in September. Now, although it was a tough loss in Chennai, it turned out more like a victory in that it opened more doors for the women's rugby team. Now, they'll be competing against the top 8 teams in Asia, with the top 6 teams being core teams for this tournament, meaning Guam will be battling with Sri Lanka and Korea for the right to be a core team in 2017. Being a core team basically means you're guaranteed a berth in all 3 tournaments.
Just to be a part of it is
very humbling experience.
The women have been here before, and they're hoping to improve on their last performance.
This will be our second time back in Hong Kong. So as for goals, we would just definitely try to be better than we did the first time we were out there.
Rugby Federation head Stephen Grantham says the women can compete in this tournament. He says results will show Guam can go toe-to-toe and even knock out second-tier teams like Thailand, Singapore, and Uzbekistan. The top 3 teams in this tourney, Japan, China, and Hong Kong, receive significant Olympic funding and training assistance, and this has the Guam women working even harder to bring home the W.
We're a lot stronger. We could tell because our passes are a lot better. We're lengthening the field with our passes, and we're hoping to just use simple rugby and just go with that.
The women will use a blend of veterans of the Chennai tournament squads mixed with fresh legs and young blood. Now, twins Lavana Pieper and Lavina Terlahi, Jessie Ray Aguero, and Alejandra Ada short women's rugby perennial stars like Flores, Aria Perez Tyson, Kitsutu Dione Kitagwa, Anisha Nedlick, Amanda Cruz, Brooke Pangilinan, and Joyce Borja. With the impressive results from the Chennai showing the women can go the distance, Coach Dean Kayo feels they could rise again and even rise above their previous performances.
We did well. We competed well, but just the points were at the wrong end.
Now the team leaves Wednesday for Hong Kong. Rovers Masters regaining the Bud Light Co-Ed Masters Soccer League title, finishing with the best overall record at an impressive 9-1. Despite dropping their final week match of the league, last year's champs United Masters managed to spoil a perfect season by the Rovers Masters, edging the 2016 champs 3-2. Hyundai Family FC earned the league's Fair Play Award, and Rovers Masters Michael Tate getting the Golden Boot Award for the league. Now, I hope you're ready for some football. NFL preseason football, Bengals up on the Jags. Chad Henne rolling right, hits Neil Sterling for the TD. Sterling, 3 catches for 31 yards, and this score. Linebacker Hayes Pullard, the third, picking off the pass by Joe Licata. Pullard takes it 62 yards, no friend zone, all end zone for the pick 6. The Jags come from behind to win 26-21. Blake Bortles, 10-16 for 52 yards in the win. Your officials submit fight card. Remember, going down Friday, Dusit Tani. Exhibition matches. Chris Netty Dog takes on Ryan Bustamante. Isaac Balahadia versus Oliver Cruz. Purple belt. Anthony Cruz versus Norbert Rosario. Richie Mercado takes on Junson Nicholas. Brown belt matches. Kevin Cruz takes on Trevin Jones. Kenji Okiyama versus Scotty Eklavea. On the brown belt super fights, Javier Morales takes on Biggs, Ryan Bigler. Kyle Rideau versus the Crank Frank Camacho. Kyle Rideau versus the Crank Frank Camacho. And black belt super fight, Terrence Applagui takes on Hayato Atalik. And the main event, it's the Bone Crusher, Darren Yanayama taking on the Juggernaut, Baby Joe Timinglow. All right, Guam, hey, thanks for watching, and you keep on shining. Rain or shine. My name's Chris Barnett. Adios!
The Nissan Summer Fun Event is on. Get into a new Nissan Sentra starting at $98 per pay period with the No Worries Car Care Plan. Your new Nissan comes with a free 3 years protection plan and free paint sealant. Enjoy discounts up to $10,000 when you choose from the award-winning lineup of Nissan sedans, including Versa, Maxima, and Altima. Take advantage of super low easy financing and save even more. It's the hottest summer event ever at Nissan Upper 2 months. Sentra starting at $98 per pay period. Find out more at NissanGuam.com.
Sometimes you picture me, I'm walking too far ahead. Then you say, go slow. I fall behind.
We all want what's best for our kids. Introducing McDonald's new Chicken McNuggets, made with 100% white meat chicken and no artificial colors, flavors, and now no artificial preservatives.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes, from caring for our land through the Adahi Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidus Ma'asi, Matson.
When you reserve a party at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's guaranteed to be a blast! Blast off! And now birthdays are more of a blast than ever, because for a limited time, tickets in the Ticket Blaster are worth double.
All right, everybody, here's your island weather for just tonight. Isolated showers with partly cloudy skies. The evening temperature is 79 degrees. There's a wind coming from the southwest at about 7 miles per hour. That is your island weather.
And let's get to your birthday shout-outs with the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
First off, we have Mama Jean, and this is coming from your kid. So happy birthday to Mama Jean. It's always a good time when we say happy birthday to Mom.
Of course. And happy birthday to Jonathan Santos. Love the family.
Also, happy birthday wishes going out tonight to Adrian Davis. Your family sends all their love.
Happy birthday going out to Jean Hernandez.
And there were some people whose birthdays were over the weekend, so we are sending belated birthday wishes to Virginia Peredo Laguana, and your family says hello.
Happy birthday going out to Sammy Moses, Love Mommy, Troy Tyler, and Talia.
And lastly, your wife and all of your kids say happy belated birthday to Gary Tobis.
You can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just check us out on KUAM.com.
Sit tight. We got a good show coming up.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and thank you so much for tuning in. Nestor Lecanto kicks off our coverage with this week's installment of Business Matters.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
Stroll Guam has hit the streets as the new local version of on-demand transportation service provider Uber. The local company founder Amit Sakdev says he was inspired when he was introduced to Uber by a friend in Los Angeles several years ago. Sakdev was so impressed he wanted to learn as much as he could about the business, so he even tried his hand as an Uber driver.
It was really crazy, and crazy in a good way. As in, it blew my mind how convenient and easy it was to be a driver, and how I could decide when I want to make that money, when I don't want to work. And so it's really a brilliant idea. And I was really fascinated with the business model to the point that I wanted to be engaged in that type of business, and I definitely want to do that for Guam.
Launched in 2010, San Francisco-based Uber revolutionized the ride-sourcing industry through innovative technology that allows people to hail a car through apps on their smartphone. Uber's success spawned global competitors like Grab and Lyft, who came up with similar applications. Sakdev says his Stroll Guam app was developed in Bangkok, where he has family connections and where development costs are more affordable.
Stroll is a transportation network service. So how it works is there's going to be a driver, and you're as a rider, and if you're looking for a ride, it contacts the nearest driver to you. It's all done through an app, and it's cashless, so you only can use your debit or credit card, and so it makes it a much easier, more convenient, and a cheaper way to get around Guam.
Sakdev says his app works much like the others. It lets the rider indicate a pickup and drop-off location, and a price estimate is also provided. He believes the service will be used primarily by tourists and the military and others who are in need of an economical way to get around an island that has limited public transportation.
A rate it's 50 cents per minute. It's $1 for base fare, and it's $1.25 for every mile, and it's rounded to the 10th of a mile. So that makes us about 1/4 of the price of a taxi.
The legality of Uber and other on-demand ride services has been challenged in some countries and by taxi companies who claim that its practice of using car owners as drivers but who are not licensed to drive taxis is unsafe and illegal. But Sokhtev says he has worked through all of the local and bureaucratic business requirements for his company. He launched it 2 months ago and has slowly recruited about 30 drivers.
And the way our system works is the more drivers we have, the more rides that will take place, because as a rider, you have more drivers who can take you around. So we're looking to, continue to expand, gradually grow. I'm meeting a lot of mayors, going to the different villages. I'm working with UOG, GCC. So I just want to be a part of the community and show the community how this is going to help not only our visitors to the island, but as the people of the island.
Stroll Guam is looking to build up its base of drivers, and Sokhtev says it's an ideal situation for students and single moms.
This is where you can make money when you want, and you can drive for as little and as long as you want. So it's the ultimate schedule flexibility. You're your own boss, and it's just creating another revenue stream without you having to give up other things.
Sokhtev believes it's important that he finds the right drivers who can in turn provide good service to customers. He says Stroll Guam makes an extra effort to do so.
So a driver, they have to be 21 and over. The vehicle has to be 2005 or newer. And what we request from the driver is they bring in a police clearance, court clearance, and also a vehicle inspection form that we give to them. They get the vehicle inspection form done at Gino's Auto Shop, located near the DMV in Barrigada. And we request these forms annually so that we can keep track and know our drivers. We actually do a personal interview with all our drivers, asking them, what are your expectations for Stroll, how you would handle different situations. And so it's more personal. We don't want to feel that, we just look at you as a number in our system, that we actually really care for our drivers and our riders.
More information is available at the company's website, strollguam.com. For KUAM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor Lacanto.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
Stay tuned, everybody, because we have a special interview coming up. I sit down with the Chief of Police.
This is what we do on Guam's best network. We're the filter killers, the likers and sharers, the bingers and Netflix chillers, the tweeters and hashtaggers. GTA has improved their 4G LTE network, covering 95% of the island, delivering faster data speeds, strength and quality, and more reliability than ever. It's just what you need. So switch to GTA and step up to a better network, a strong network that lets you do what you do. GTA, better LTE than ever.
Tourism, it's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $11.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $11.99 each, only at Pizza Hut.
Business maintenance. Home maintenance. When you think clean, think Maids to Order. MTO has all services available to serve you, from professional cleaning to yard work to household maintenance. Maids to Order under new ownership and management, but guaranteed satisfaction. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. We have a real treat for you now because we are sitting down with Guam's top cop, none other than Joe Cruz, the Chief of Police, to talk about various matters of island security and what he and his colleagues at the Guam Police Department are doing to keep all of us safe. Chief, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Always good to see you.
Appreciate
And I must say, the last time we had you here in studio was right before FestPac. So, congratulations for running an amazing event. There was a very strong police presence, it was known that it was a secure environment and that, GPD was there to help and to keep things running. But by no means did any of the contingents say they felt, pressured or intimidated or anything like that, but they said they all attribute that to you guys.
Well, I would tell you it was a concerted effort with all the local law enforcement entities as well as our federal partners as well. So I think it was everybody coming together that made safety and security for FESPAC successful.
All right. Well, as long as I've known you, you've always been a man who believes in formulating a plan, and then, you know, it's one thing to say you put it together, but you also execute on your plans. And I think last week, GPD shared with us a series of objectives or pillars, if you will,
Sure.
about what you're trying to do to establish, you know, safety and security within the island. So let's go over those.
Sure. So it's always been an initiative of the Guam Police Department to place the community at the center of everything we do. So that being said, we've adopted the community policing concept as the model of policing that we will employ in the Guam Police Department. And for many reasons, we've decided to do that. But primarily, it's because we see that here on our island, taking into consideration the size of our island, the culture, the diversity, that the community policing concept or model is the best way to police our community. And in that, what we mean is that it allows the Guam Police Department to really embed themselves in the community, to really get out there and understand what the issues, the questions and concerns are that the community has.
Boots on the ground?
Boots on the ground.
Okay.
It's us actually interfacing with the community. And the community is everybody from the people in the neighborhood to the business partners, our government partners, our military partners. It's the community across the spectrum coming together to watch over one another, to keep our island safe. So that being said, we see it as that's the best model to employ. So in doing that, over the last about 15 months or so, we've come up with a lot of different initiatives to be able to address those issues that exist in the community. And in doing that, it's about taking the emphasis in the Guam Police Department and redirecting some of that energy, some of those resources and that emphasis to where our officers truly interface with the community. And that's out in our patrol operations, our neighborhood patrol division. So last week, the press conference that we had was, it was primarily to highlight that the Guam Police Department is taking things to that level where we are now redirecting some of our resources within the department to be able to address that. So that being said, we are taking a contingent out of our criminal investigations division, as well as some of our officers from our special operations division, as well as our community assisted policing effort volunteers and our civilian volunteer police reservists, and pushing that into the direction of our patrol operations, the 4 precincts that we have, districts 1 and 2, Dededo Precinct, Tumon Tumuning Precinct, Hagatnya Precinct, and Agate Precinct, to increase our presence in the community, to be able to show that we're out there in the community. And it's to get those officers out of their patrol cars, off their police motorcycles, and getting into the community and talking to the community and understanding what are the issues they're dealing with and what can we do to collaborate with each other back and forth to keep that community safer.
It's kind of like, maybe an analogy I can use is like, you know, like us as a broadcasting company, we put out certain products and we've got like, you know, like apps and websites that people can check to, but it's still critical to us that we actually have to interact with our audience and figure out, you know, who they are, you know, what they like about us, what concerns they have with us and everything like that, and how we can get better to do that. Is that
very much
consistent?
so? It's very, very similar. I mean, that's the same concept, if you will. It's getting out into the public and seeing what is affecting them from a public safety standpoint, from a law enforcement standpoint, and what can we do as the Guam Police Department to render a better service so that we better serve and protect our people. We have a safer community. So that's the interaction that's going on. And I will tell you, we get a lot of support from the Office of the Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio,
a former police officer.
Former police officer, yes. So he truly understands what we are dealing with in the police department. And he knows what it's like when the community is reaching out to the police department to collaborate back and forth so that we can create a safer community. So through his efforts, we have come up with a more updated version of the Neighborhood Watch program, which allows us to, again, interact with the community so that the community can assist the Guam Police Department in helping and watching out for each other, utilizing the look, listen, and report model to to help keep each other safe, to help the Guam Police Department keep the community safe.
And one of the big, it's not just a marketing slogan, it's also a mission statement. And, I'm sure you would agree with your military background, the whole see something, say something approach.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. It's watching out for each other's, their residents or their businesses, if you will. It's just a concerted effort across the board to allow the community to look out for each other. And if they see something, report that to the Guam Police Department, and then let the authorities come in there and deal with that accordingly.
And it's interesting, Chief, for someone who grew up on Guam, as I did, and I was very fortunate to do so, bringing in people like yourself, like a very tenured police officer, someone like Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, who's been a patrolman, as you said.
Sure.
Do you think that's taking like almost what would be considered like an old school approach to how GP used to be? Like during the times of Phil Dennis was one of the most popular policemen because he really tried to go out and, do what Officer Paul Tapao is doing now, and like going out, having like a lot of outreach and, interaction with the community.
I think it's a combination of both, if you will. It's a matter of taking those traditional concepts, those traditional mindsets, if you will, and then putting an updated, taking the new perspective, the new technologies, if you will, using your smartphone and using WhatsApp and using all the other applications that are out there to be able to take those a little bit older, more traditional concepts, but bring it into the 21st century, bring it into 2016, and make the community even safer.
You're almost upgrading the business of security.
Absolutely. So back in the day where cell phones weren't, everybody didn't have a cell phone. Now everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a smartphone, so that you're able to help keep each other and use those technologies to your advantage, to our advantage, to keep the community safer.
How has the business of securing the island, as a resident of Guam and as a proud Guamanian, how has it really changed in the decades that you've been affiliated with GPD?
I will tell you that it's a very dynamic situation that's going on. It evolves a lot. It changes a lot. The laws change. The dynamics of our demographics change as well. We're dealing with a very diverse community, and as a police department, as a law enforcement entity, being able to keep up with those changes is critical. It's good to bring back the old school, but it's also bringing back the old school and applying a new school mentality to it. So we're taking concepts that have been around for a while, they've been around for decades, but applying it in a new way, if you will, using 2016 technologies, but then understanding that the laws change and our population grows and the diversity of the population continues to grow, and being able to adjust to that is also very key.
Well, I want to talk about in our next segment about how the community can actually get more involved and help you. So we'll talk about that when we return with Police Chief Joe Cruz. Stay tuned, everybody. We are back after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So, I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
At IT&E, we know how important it is to stay connected, especially for students and their families. That's why IT&E is proud to give students more with the Motion Student Plan. It's just $30 a month for unlimited talk and text and 3 gigs of 4G LTE data. Bring your own device and get an additional 2 gigs and up to 3 months free. Students can do more with IT&E's 4G LTE network. Unlimited talk and text plus up to 5 gigs of 4G LTE data a month for just $30. Now that's life in motion.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
The summer clearance event is on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's the time to save thousands on your next vehicle, like a new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995, or a new Hyundai Sonata starting at $21,888. Save up to $5,000 off a new Hyundai Santa Fe. How about a new Jeep Cherokee starting at $27,995, or a new Chrysler 200 only $164 per paycheck? See our entire selection online at CarsPlusGuam.com. It's our summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
We're continuing our discussion with Joe Cruz, the chief of the Guam Police Department. Now, Chief, we were talking about in the last segment how GPD is getting out and getting into the community to better understand what our concerns are.
Yes.
But on the flip side of the coin, there's also the Neighborhood Watch program, which is coming back in a tremendous way and actually letting we citizens and us civilians actually get involved with the operations of GPD to a certain extent.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, like we were saying in the last segment, through the efforts of the Office of the Lieutenant Governor, Ray Tenorio, and his staff, we work hand in hand in reaching out to the community, using the mayor's office to reach out to the community and go out there and canvass the community and invite them to town hall meetings. We go out there for about 3 or 4 days. We pass out leaflets inviting them to the town hall meeting. Then we come together at a town hall meeting and we discuss the Neighborhood Watch program and how we can empower the community to understand those techniques, if you will, to keep each other safe, and use that look, listen, and report model to be able to help the Guam Police Department help the community. So it's a lot of collaboration back and forth in setting up the program, allowing the community to organize themselves, set up block captains, set up block commanders, establish a contact tree, and just how to talk to each other, to watch each other and keep each other safe, and contact the Guam Police Department, to go directly to the police department to let them know what's happening in the community.
That's kind of like almost like the approach that the Green Berets took, and you're a force multiplier.
Yes,
basically.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the whole concept, is we see it that in traditional policing, we cannot do this by ourselves. For many reasons, we just think that it's a better way to do it if we reach out to the public.
And you said that repeatedly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like you had said, use them as a force multiplier to help be the eyes and ears out in the community, because even if we were to put a police officer at every street corner, we would still be challenged in preventing crime. If an individual wanted to commit a crime and they have it set in their mind, they're going to commit that crime. But through the help of the Neighborhood Watch program, it really helps to minimize that, so that we don't have to put a police officer in every street corner, considering what the challenges are that we have in the police department. But again, it allows that collaborativeness between the community and the police department to continue to keep the community safe.
Now, I know probably the first few villages and municipalities that GPD was targeting were, the big ones, Mingilao,
yes,
Santa Rita, I believe, and Dedido. That's where the framework was implemented. For residents that are sitting around saying hey, I'm wondering when GPD is going to be in my neighborhood, or I would like to do what I can to help stimulate that. Like, how can people get more involved and say, let's bring the Neighborhood Watch program and that framework to our part of the island?
I would tell you that there are many different avenues to let it be known that you would like your neighborhood or your village to be part of the Neighborhood Watch program. You can contact the mayor's office, who will eventually contact the office of Lieutenant Governor and collaborate with GPD. You can call the Lieutenant Governor's office directly, or you can call the Guam Police Department directly. Just get a hold of us at any one of our contact numbers and reach out to us and let us know that you want to be part of the Neighborhood Watch program and you want to form yourselves and come and listen to what we have to say, so that we can teach them what those best practices are to be able to understand the fundamentals of the Neighborhood Watch program, so that we can get that going in the community.
And you guys at GPD are not just doing, speeches and lectures and presentations. You guys also have like some tangible products that you're putting out.
Absolutely. One of them is, because we've taken the community policing concept and put that at the forefront of our initiatives, we've created this little one-page trifold, if you will. And it's nothing more than a leaflet, if you will, that talks about community policing. And we've made it very Guam-centric, if you will. And we call it Mandanya, community policing. And Mandanya, as you know, means we're together. We're coming together. And this community policing is very specific to our island. It talks about what the program is overall, and then it talks a little bit about the Neighborhood Watch program and how GPD is working with the community and vice versa, and how we can continue to collaborate. So the bottom line with this little particular leaflet was to make the public know and let the community in the neighborhood know about this community policing concept, and let them know that we see this as the best way for us to be able to collaborate with each other.
Now, I like the word collaboration, because probably one of the areas that perhaps needs the most attention right now is the Hemlani apartment section, right here in Harmon, just a stone's throw away from us. And as I understand it, GPD is already like formulating some programs and some activities to try and help that community.
Absolutely. We're bringing in leaders from within the community to come into the residents of the Hemlani apartment complex here in Harmon and talk to them about the situation there. In addition to that, we're taking the Neighborhood Watch program and we're kind of making it fit the model and making it a complex watch program, or an apartment watch program, if you will, where the different apartments within the complex all watch out for each other. Their neighbors to the left and to the right and across the courtyard, if you will, to watch out for each other. And if they see something, say something, and then report it to the Guam Police Department. So we're trying to empower the residents of specifically the Hemlani properties there to understand what this is about and empower them to take part of the Neighborhood Watch program, in this case here, a complex or apartment watch program, and help the Guam Police Department help their complex be a safer place.
And I know what GPD's been saying is, you shouldn't look at Neighborhood Watch as, okay, well, I've got to take it upon myself to do yet another job, or, like there's these added responsibilities, but more it's, it's your neighborhood, it's your street, it's your island.
Absolutely.
Take a lot of pride in it, have a sense of ownership of it.
Absolutely. And it's very interesting you mentioned that, because one of the concepts we use is it's about keeping our community safe, one house, one street, one village at a time. So it's a concerted effort, not just from one resident. It's the residents along that street and the residents along that neighborhood, or in that neighborhood, and the entire village. And eventually we want to spread it out so that all the villages are watching out for each other. So we're taking it to so many different levels.
So that truly, I am my brother's keeper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I will tell you that the program it works. Of all the we've already gone to 11 of the villages, 6 different neighborhoods within those villages, and we've done a lot of outreach. We are with the efforts of Officer Paul Tapau and Lieutenant Joe Carbolito, who's now in charge of our community affairs section up at our auxiliary services division. It's reaching out to them and providing them that training and teaching them how to organize and set up and be a very viable Neighborhood Watch program within that community.
All right, well, Chief, we've only got about a minute left, but I wanted to say, like, one of the things that you're also trying to do is recruitment and make sure that you have enough uniformed officers who can continue to do this work. So
absolutely,
for people that are thinking about, like, right now, I would like to be an officer, or, I'd like to train and get myself ready to be that. Like, how do we go about being GPD officers?
Well, I would tell you that we're always encouraging people to apply, to take a look at law enforcement as a career. as a profession more so, because it is a very rewarding profession. So should anybody express the interest in becoming a law enforcement officer, in this case, a police officer in the Guam Police Department, I would encourage them to submit an application to Department of Administration. We are hiring. There's a new public law out there, Public Law 33-163, that allows us to be able to hire and train 40 officers per year over the next 5 years, so that we can grow to that number that we should be at based on the municipal policing law within the Guam Code Annotated. So again, I encourage those that are interested in a profession of law enforcement and become a police officer to apply. And we'll get them the training through the resources that we have, and we'll continue to grow as a police department.
All right. Well, Chief, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Thanks so much
for
for
having me
stopping by.
today.
And you're doing fantastic work, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Credit to you and your cadre.
Thank you. It's again, the whole police department.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. That is our show. We will see you next time. Adios.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.